Hello, I am a researcher at Dharma Life Science, where we are leading a program to increase creativity. Over the course of 8 weeks, you will watch videos in which you will learn more about our concepts and increasing creativity. Please watch these videos in their entirety and take notes as you go along. Feel free to pause the videos if you need to. Let's begin with a story. A long time ago, there was a king who had commissioned a new royal crown to be made. The king gave the goldsmith solid gold to make this crown. When the crown arrived, the king was suspicious that the goldsmith used some of the gold and kept the rest for himself and added silver to make the crown the correct weight. The king asked Archimedes to find out if the king's suspicions had been true. Given he was a ruthless king, he threatened Archimedes that failure to solve this problem would cost him his life. Archimedes was perplexed as to how to solve this problem. He had worked on it for days but couldn't come up with a solution. All hope was lost until Archimedes found inspiration while taking a bath. He noticed that the full bathtub overflowed when he lowered himself into it. He then suddenly realized he could measure the crown's volume by the amount of water it displaced. He knew that since he could measure the crown's volume, all he had to do was discover its weight in order to calculate its density and hence its purity. Archimedes was so excited about his discovery that he ran down the streets of Sicily naked, shouting "Eureka!", which meant "I found it" in Greek. So what is associated with the Eureka moment? Eureka moments are associated with having a random thought that solves a problem that one has been working on for a while. One reason this happens is because the brain is continuously thinking about the problem, even though you are not consciously working to solve the problem. We like to say the problem is on the back burner. The brain makes separate connections independent of what we are focusing on, and these connections allow us to solve problems we couldn't solve before. It is important to note that during a Eureka moment, if you don't take note of the solution the brain found, then you will forget the solution. This is similar to trying to remember a dream. It is harder to remember a dream the longer you've been awake. However, if you write down the dream immediately, you will be able to trigger that memory. Eureka moments are temporary because the brain has connected two neural networks that don't normally connect. If this connection is lost, it is unlikely to occur again. But if you take notes of the Eureka moment and think on it further, you can keep the connection going. One way to boost creativity is to strengthen the bonds between different neural networks so that people can have more Eureka moments. The way to do this is to understand how the human brain is wired differently between creative and not creative people, and then work on rewiring the human brain to be more like a creative person. We believe that, for less creative people, the human brain is wired in such a way that there are limited connections between different neural networks. This limitation is a result of a lack of repetition, where people are trained to see knowledge, topics, or ideas as independent and not think about how things might be connected. During the course of this program, your brain will be rewired to allow it to start making connections between different brain networks. This rewiring will be done via repetition. Every day you will be playing some games, and these games are meant to rewire your brain. By playing the games for 15 minutes a day, every day, for the next 8 weeks, your brain will slowly start to form neural connections between differing neural networks. The results of this program will be higher levels of creativity for you. The brain works by sending electrical signals from one neuron to another neuron. Think of these neurons as electrical poles. Each pole has wires that allow it to send and receive electricity. A set of poles work together to form a network that sends a particular message. For example, scientists have found a set of neurons that all light up when we are exposed to the actress Jennifer Aniston's face. Now, some of these neurons come from the amygdala, a part of the brain that deals with emotion, while others come from the hippocampus, a brain area that deals with memory. Together, these neurons form a network termed the Jennifer Aniston network. Our Dharma, our goal is to create links between these different networks because this will boost one's creativity. As stated earlier, eureka moments occur when the brain makes momentary connections between networks that don't normally connect with one another. Through our program, you'll have more connections between different networks, which will ultimately result in more eureka moments. One supporting evidence that the key to creativity lies in more connections between neural networks comes from Einstein's brain. You see, the brain has two types of matter, gray matter and white matter. White matter reflects how much connections there are between brain networks, and it's been shown that Einstein's brain had a lot more white matter compared to the average brain. Given that fact that a lot of people consider Einstein a very creative person, it has been postulated that white matter volume is related to creativity. Therefore, by increasing the white matter volume in your brain, we can also increase your creativity. The concept of neuroplasticity states that brain structure can change via repetition. For example, our motor cortex develops more connections when we learn to drive, and those connections get stronger the more we drive. Similarly, creativity can be improved via repetition. By using this app a minimum of 15 minutes a day, your brain structure will change, resulting in higher levels of creativity at the end of the 8-week program. In addition to watching videos and performing activities on the app, users will need to schedule and maintain a time slot for a 30-minute phone call with your Dharma mentor. The mentor will help track your progress and assist you with any questions or concerns you have. After completing this video, please fill out the pre-test measurement of creativity given to you by your Dharma mentor. Lastly, if you have any questions about how to use the app or about the creativity program, feel free to email your mentor. We at Dharma Life look forward to working with you.